ultimate test. I've given myself a minute and I have the timer on the phone, obviously, to help. So what I need to do is spend a minute and say that at 3 minutes and 44 seconds, you'll hear something, me talking, prattling on. And what I'm trying to get at is he had a story of cats over kids. But when you abuse the cat, because he moved in and I saw it, you don't get to have that story anymore. And what we all have to do is assess people's honesty, because people do lie in the moment, but there might be a justification or there might be trauma, real trauma. But unfortunately, people have taken this idea of trauma and used it to excuse every single behavior. And I'm well aware of the patterns because I've been around it. And now that I can sit with it and I don't have the increased adrenaline, I do have increased right shoulder pain that I can factually talk about without the rippling effect of more pain. But that's only because I've been exposed to more and more of these elevated emotions around me, and enough is enough. I'm already going to admit that this is going to be very strange, but I'm excited to share something that really helped. One of the first few new voices that bubbled up, I could really hear what she said. I didn't often have to rewind, and I was doing a mindful activity during the time to get that adrenaline out as I'm listening, really trying to process. So thank you to this voice, and I heard it again. Been listening to you for quite a while. I find the investigative reporting spot on, and the explanation of how you feel, connecting it to your personal life, connecting it to the facts that are presented, and the love, the true, genuine, authentic love. I do title this RNN, and I know whose voice that is, but I never actually talk about her in this 4-minute voice memo I found, done January 28, 2024. That's what I'm trying to show you. I'm listening to it. It's August 7th, 2026, but that's okay. The love, the true, genuine, authentic. And this is what prompted me to talk. She prompted me to talk. So the good things in life that help you get it out, pursue that. Avoid those that stifle your voice, right? By calling you names or making fun of you. And when I say get it out, your voice, I'm saying you got to be able to hear your voice to catch those emotions. That's DBT. I already know who I'm talking about here. And the part that stands out the most, the part that will leave, that I will walk away from this and hear over and over and over again, I do believe is this part right here. The love, the true. No. Feel, connecting it to your personal life, connecting to the recording, spot on, and the explanation of how you feel. The feelings of how one understands their emotions, being able to describe, I feel this way, but also being very factual because I trust this fact. Then when you feel duped, because maybe somebody altered those facts, that can be a feeling too later. That's the most important part in mental health, I believe, is when people feel duped over and over again, that it's never going to change, then suicide happens because things aren't going to change. Well, we've all experienced being duped. We've all had customer service experience. I knew I was going to have a hard time possibly finding someone on the same life trajectory that I thought I had planned for myself. Because, again, I prefer to adopt. You don't need a spouse or a partner to do that. You just need to be in a good place, and I was approaching that. But I had met someone, had mentioned my dreams, and they were fine with that. Really? This was especially appointment and important coming off of a relationship. That proved to be, well, yes, a relationship where blood was very important, meaning no adoption. So I said, oh, well, I should let people know I actually want to adopt. And then a non-consent experience with, oh yes, friends of the family. So again, who you associate with and who they associate with, and safety. Going back to safe men. All right, this is going to be the easiest project at this point because as I'm talking about these topics, there's no adrenaline. There's no rippling of chronic pain for me to validate by increasing the rapidity of my speech, the speed of my speech, because I'm mirroring the acute nature of chronic pain. And I'm looking forward to actually doing something for chronic pain, which quite frankly is spinning. I found a great class. It's just spinning and it's awesome. They even leave the rooms dark when nobody's in there. You can adjust the fans, the lighting, the sound, the music. It's amazing. I go there a couple times a week just to be in that dark room. It really helps. What I learned is people's mental health issues is being treated differently. Okay, there's a lot in here to unpack. Bit by bit, we're going through and deleting, and who knows if the internet will remain as is or updates occur and all this is gone or I get hacked or who knows. Doesn't matter. It's a space. So just like I created containers in text messaging and in voice memos to contain PTSD, we're just going to do it publicly now using the internet because it exists, just like my students. And that's why their existence means something about how you treat people. Anyway, it's a lonely, isolating, sad, tragic road I'm heading down because most people don't care about other people, and we are kind of taught to care about ourselves only. Or no, we have to fight the urge to just care about ourselves, and we're taught to care about others. Or is it the opposite? I don't know. What's your experience? I cannot be tired now. So there's not a lot to unpack here.
Being treated differently. Okay, there's a lot in here to unpack.
Not really, because at the very end, I talk about I'm not trying to identify anyone. And then I know that when the voice memo ends, I'm able to tap it out, touch my fingertip to the phone, and that's me saying, heck yeah, this trauma ain't going to bother me because we're in touch, finally, which is a lot of video editing. Again, just like I contain the trauma in voice memos, the quantity should be enough to argue. Too much. It's too much, and people end up killing themselves. And that's really the end of that. I'm going to be working on a bunch of things. Just remember, I'm making these boxes with flowers on them. Every time I put a flower on, I'm reminded of somebody I advocated for, mostly a woman. There were some men, but the majority were women. And my own sexual assault, so put it away, because that touch and the stickiness, the ick, why I have stickers to stick them, to remind myself of the ick, that feeling, anything to prolonged expose myself to this concept of touch safely. That's what we be doing. All right, any questions? Just ask publicly, because this is a public show now. I hate to use that word like a TV show or as like some form of entertainment, but I think to some people it can be. But hopefully you get something from it, and maybe you apply it to your life. Maybe you let me know. Maybe you never do. As a school teacher, I don't expect anyone to come back and say, wow, thanks so much for helping me read. But guess what? It has happened. So miracles do exist. But no, this is just for the love of education and the reminder that every day I work on this is me having gratitude for the life that I was given, just the base things: life, a family, parents, unconditional love, experiences with love, opportunities to do things, being in safe neighborhoods without food deserts, having access to food, access to words, knowledge, comforting things, happy things, all the things that absolutely help us survive this world. Okay, let's begin for reals. Thanks, everyone.